This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man on bail killed in Linstead. A man was shot and killed in Linstead, St. Catherine this afternoon, a day after he was released on bail. He has been identified as 27-year-old Denton Hamilton, otherwise called One Left, who is from Linstead. Hamilton was granted bail in the sum of $100,000 with surety by the St. Catherine Parish Court on Wednesday. He was before the court in relation to a robbery of a motor car. It is reported that about 1:30 this afternoon, Hamilton was inside a barber shop along Grove Road in Linstead when he was attacked by gunmen. He was shot multiple times in the upper body. The police have since launched a manhunt for his attackers. Hamilton's death brings to 4 the number of homicides in St. Catherine North Police Division since the start of the year. St. Thomas Traffic Court overwhelmed as hundreds turn up to pay traffic tickets. The gates to the St. Thomas Traffic Court in Yellows had to be closed on Thursday morning after hundreds of people converged on the facility. The motorists said they went to court after the tax collectorate refused to accept their traffic tickets. Some of the individuals expressed their frustration. A female motorist complained about the lack of social distancing, among other issues at the court building. Look how much we pack up down a courthouse now, because them say after November 3rd we cannot pay any ticket at the tax office. We have to come at the court. And of them same one talk about social distance and look on the crowd way down here so now. So the whole of we catch corona now, she bemoaned. Sections of Yallis became congested as scores of vehicles were parked on both sides of the road leading to the courthouse.
Total stupidness, because the court will pack up down a courthouse now, because they say after November 3rd we cannot pay any ticket at the tax office. We have to come at the court. And of them same one that talk about social distance, I look for the crowd down here so now. Say, what we catch corona now? This is foolishness. From man, me after 10, you know. And I be there reaching out, and we are in my name, you know. So I will never get you. What if me have to go back and work? The people now run taxi, walk up to them, you know. It's a foolishness. They could have even have 3 persons out here and make a line up and then collect the money. Simple as that.
Education specialist calls for a different approach to testing students in light of COVID-19 disruption. Education specialist Dr. Rebecca Tortello has said the education sector must rethink the approach of testing students after almost 2 years of disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Tortello said she is concerned about plans to go ahead as usual with assessments such as primary exit profile and the Caribbean Examinations Council tests.
We have a very test-based system that really works better for certain types of students than others, right? And it gets even more high stakes as you get older. And if you see from what happened last year and the year before, but particularly last year, what happened with CSEC and CAPE, and now we see CXC has announced a timetable, which is almost as if we're going on business as usual, starting at the end of April into early May for those students, keeping in mind that those students sitting in fifth form many would not have been in regular face-to-face contact or perhaps regular contact through various modalities with their teachers for the very large part of the last 2 years. Can we look at what other countries are doing? And can we really ask ourselves what it is we want from these assessments and these examinations, and find a way to look more at the 21st century skills that we're trying to build, the changing global economy. And of course, a lot of this comes down to the finance available to the sector as well.
A report containing the findings from the Education Transformation Commission's study on the country's public education system is to be released to the public this month. This was disclosed by Robert Morgan, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, at Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing. The Education Transformation Commission, established by the Prime Minister in March 2020, was also tasked with making recommendations that will improve the education system.
It is now, Cabinet has considered it, and we expect that later this month the report will be made public so that people like yourself can analyze it and give the public knowledge as to what it contains.
Police probing vaccine storage malfunction at NHF warehouse. A police probe is underway into an incident where a malfunction was discovered at one of the cold rooms at the pharmaceutical warehouse operated by the National Health Fund to store vaccines. The NHF disclosed today that the incident occurred on December 24, 2021, and that thousands of vaccine doses were affected. It was quick to point out that the fund immediately suspended the distribution of the vaccines that were stored in the affected cold room. However, the NHF advised that there are approximately 500,000 doses of COVID vaccines available to continue Jamaica's COVID vaccination program. It noted that these vaccines were stored in another of the cold rooms operated at the warehouse. The Ministry of Health and Wellness was briefed on the incident and is being provided with updated reports, the NHF informed. Additionally, the NHF says contact was made with relevant health organizations and medical experts to provide advice on the efficacy of the vaccines involved in order to make a determination of their use. The Fund's board has also requested the professional services of the auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers to conduct an independent investigation into whether management followed the standard operating procedures for temperature monitoring of cold rooms at warehouse upon being alerted of the temperature irregularity. It was noted that full restoration of the affected cold room was completed and it is fully operational and functioning normally. The NHF says additional measures were also instituted in order to minimize the chances of a recurrence and to reduce the risk associated with the warehousing of pharmaceuticals requiring cold storage. Gunmen engage in shootout on St. John's Road. The community of St. John's Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, was the scene of a shootout involving gunmen on Thursday morning. The police are now in the area. 6 persons were shot during a flare-up of violence in the community from Monday night into Tuesday morning. 2 of the injured later died. WHO warns against classifying Omicron variant as mild. The World Health Organization is warning against categorizing the Omicron variant of COVID-19 as mild. WHO head Dr. Tedros says the highest number of new COVID-19 cases so far in the pandemic were recorded last week. He says this does not reflect the true number of infected persons given the holiday backlog in testing and other factors. Dr. Tedros says the variant is already overwhelming hospitals worldwide.
While Omicron does appear to be less severe compared to Delta, especially in those vaccinated, it does not mean it should be categorized as mild. Just like previous variants, Omicron is hospitalizing people and it's killing people. In fact, the tsunami of cases is so huge and quick that it is overwhelming health systems around the world. Hospitals are becoming overcrowded and understaffed, which further results in preventable deaths from not only COVID-19, but other diseases and injuries where patients cannot receive timely care. The dawn of a new year offers an opportunity to renew our collective response to a shared threat. I hope global leaders who have shown such resolve in protecting their own populations will extend that resolve to make sure that the whole world is safe and protected. And this pandemic will not end until we do that.
More than 1,000 new COVID-19 cases recorded. Jamaica on Wednesday recorded 1,128 new cases of COVID-19, pushing the tally to 98,194. Of the new infections, 645 are women and 476 are men, with ages ranging from 2 months to 96 years. 7 of the new cases are under investigation. A total of 2,709 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate now stands at 46.8%. The parish breakdown is as follows: Kingston and St. Andrew 480, St. Catherine 211, St. James 80, St. Elizabeth 66, St. Thomas 56, Manchester 53, Portland 45, St. Anne 38, Clarendon 31, Hanover 24, Trelawney 22, St. Mary 9, and Westmoreland 13. Meanwhile, 3 more deaths have been recorded, increasing the total to 2,486. The deceased are a 46-year-old man from St. Catherine and an 83-year-old woman from Clarendon and an 83-year-old woman from St. Catherine. And 1 more fatality is under investigation, moving that figure to 355. In the meantime, there were 89 more recoveries, increasing the total to 66,236. Some 204 persons are in hospital, with 35 being moderately ill, 23 severely ill, and 3 critically ill. 5 persons are in government quarantine, while 23,431 are at home. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.